The Ecology Center at Utah State University is a long-running interdisciplinary center that fosters research in all things ecological. It also offers graduate Master of Science and PhD degrees in 3 colleges across USU. The Ecology Center unites a community of scientists with common interests in ecology and many different specializations.
Having diverse interdisciplinary teams is really important for most of the environmental problems that we're facing today as a society and facing as scientists. These problems are very complicated. Having people with different sets of expertise is really the only way to solve them. I'm starting work on a new project that looks at the use of criollo cattle, which are a heritage breed of cattle, and how compatible they are with landscapes in the Colorado Plateau. So we have a movement ecologist, so somebody who can study how they move, why they move, and the patterns of movement of these different cattle. We have people who have expertise in beef and beef production, so we can also look at the bottom line for ranchers. And then we're doing a whole host of ecological measurements to look at their impact on the landscape.
The Ecology Center is also home to a new interdisciplinary graduate specialization in Climate Adaptation Science. The CAS program is organized around an interdisciplinary team research project, includes an internship beyond academia, and is available to students in 10 departments, including applied economics, geosciences, biology, sociology, mathematics, and civil and environmental engineering.
The Climate Adaptation Science program was started with funding from the National Science Foundation to transform graduate education to be more effective in preparing students for 21st century challenges in science. There are 3 things really that attract students to our programs. One is the desire to do science that helps people, science that matters to people. One is the internships they do in the program. And the third thing that I think matters to students a lot is the interdisciplinary teamwork to design research problems, often in collaboration with municipalities or agencies or NGOs, people who need science to get things done. And they work with them then to execute that research and make it available to people who can use it.
I was really excited to learn about this one student group's work at the Beaogi Bear River Massacre site near Preston, Idaho. It's about transforming a degraded agricultural ecosystem back into what it looked like or felt like before there was a horrific massacre on the site in 1863. It has this deep historical significance. It was the site of a tragedy. And it's also going to be the site of transformation. And we are going to try to bring back indigenous biodiversity. We're trying to restore the land and bring back some of the species that were culturally significant to the northwestern band of the Shoshone Nation. It will include a visitor site for people to be educated about what happened here, and that will be supported with trails and pathways to learn more about the ecological restoration that's going to happen on the site.
I think that academic research needs community engagement to make it actionable. Through working with the Northwest Band out here at Boagowie, I've been able to take these big questions of like, what does climate change mean for these plants, and why is restoration so difficult in the Intermountain West, and really apply it to a site and take all this knowledge that we can and just synthesize it into this question. We're seeing this Boagowie project as like this, decade-long work where we're just working piece by piece. So I'm just excited to see how it all looks in the end and how it all comes together, and all these interesting academic questions come from it, both ecological and social.
Community engaged research matters because for science to be useful to people, the scientists doing the work need to understand what people need and what people want and what kind of information can help them. Sometimes what kind of solutions could be acceptable versus something you could do but no one wants to do, or in some way is really infeasible to do.
Our cohorts for the Climate Adaptation Science program's research has been focused on the 2020 wildfire season in California specifically. We thought we could look at how people's direct experience with wildfire, particularly in 2020, intersects with their opinions both around climate change, but also more specifically fire risk, wildfire mitigation policies that can actually be enacted. Being a part of the Climate Adaptation Science program has been really beneficial for me. I've enjoyed the aspect of doing team science in particular. Through this process, I've learned quite a bit about aspects I otherwise wouldn't have gotten to do with my PhD alone. But I've also been able to bring to the table my kind of expertise in doing remote sensing of fire work and fire effects and the kind of the spatial components of fire.
I think that it's exciting for grad students to be part of projects that can really inform climate adaptation science and management at the end of the day, and to feel like they've done a lot of deep thinking about a topic and generated new knowledge about an aspect of the climate and how we're managing it that can be applied and make a scientific contribution.